You've probably heard of periodization training in terms of macrocycles, devoting multiple weeks, even months, to a block of specific training. For example, 8 weeks to build toward a 5K race with a specific focus on building VO2 max score, or the ability to run for 9 to 12 minutes at max heart rate. Or you're probably even more familiar with the example of planning 12 to 16 weeks to prepare for a marathon. The repeating cycle of activity with progressive overload also can be seen within each week inside those two very contrasting examples of a 5K build and a marathon training block. Both of those very different macrocycles have very similar microcycles in principle. There are two ways to stress the body in order to increase run fitness: volume and intensity. We can measure the difficulty of a particular day by how familiar Cole and Evan are to the scheduled amount of volume and intensity. For example, Cole is returning from tendonitis, so this morning of 11 miles of speed reps was a moderately difficult one for him. In contrast, Evan has remained healthy, and this morning's run was typical for her, so she was able to shake out the yuck and prep for tomorrow's session. Cole, on the other hand, will take an extra day of moderate running to get back some aerobic endurance. To build fitness and remain healthy, follow the general rule of running easy for 2 days between very difficult efforts and rest 1 day between moderately difficult efforts, which is usually a bump up in only one of volume or intensity. For example, this week, Evan came off of a very difficult Sunday long run with plenty of marathon pace miles. For Evan, this workout is a lot of stress on the body at this point in her training, since she hadn't done any long run workouts since her last race in May. So after the very hard Sunday, Evan runs easy for 2 days on Monday and Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, she will hit it hard again with a morning session on the track. The session is extremely light in terms of volume, followed by another easy 4 miles in the afternoon. Since the double run is split and the intensity is limited to running short reps, Evan can recover in 1 day and attempt another split run with a session in the morning on Friday. Again, since we are lightening the load on Friday, it's 1 day to shake out the legs before running hard with a challenging 16-miler on Sunday. If Evan is overstressed due to the Wednesday session, we have the option of taking 2 days of recovery, canceling the second track session of the week, and moving the long run workout to Saturday.